Hello friends, welcome to Python Batch, and in today's tutorial we'll see how we can use for loop in Python program. So for loop is basically used for iterating objects, and in for loop we have a range function that you can see here. I have already written a code. So let's see how that range function works. So in this code we have a variable x is our variable, and here you can see the range function. So in range function we have three parameters: start, stop and step. So what are those parameters? Let me show you. So if I'll give the start value 0, stop value 10 and step 1. So what does it mean? My loop will start from 0 and it will go till 9, because 0 will also be counted. So this is how it works. And 1 is my step, means there is an increment of 1. So the values that variable x will store here will be x equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. And if I'll change the value of step here, let's say if I'll change it to 2, then what values the variable x will store here? So the values will be it will start from 0, then 2, then 4, then 6. So there is an increment of 2. So in this way the range function basically works. Now I'll show you this in a program. So let's say for x in range 0, 10, 1, this is where you will see the output. So now print x comma hello. So I have written a code here, and let's see the output. Here you can see it start from 0 and the last value is 9, and there is an increment of only 1. So 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. So this is how it's working. So here you can see I have passed three parameters. So we can also write down this code for x in range 10. So in that case, if I write this code in this way, what will happen? Again I'll get the same result. Okay, so this time it's printing two times. I'll show you. If I'll put this in a comment, multiple line comment, this we have already discussed. Save and see, and now you can see the program, the output here, 0 to 9. The output that I was getting with these lines of codes are same as that I am getting with these lines of codes. So here I have passed one parameter, and earlier I passed three parameters. So why I'm getting the same result? It's simple. The by default value of start and step is 0, and by default value of step is 1. So if I am not giving start and step value, then that means it's taking start value as 0 and step value as is 1. And if I'm passing one parameters, then by default it will take it as a stop value. So that's why I'm getting the same result. So it always take the default value 0 and 1 for start and step. So this is how if I'll pass one parameter. What if I'll pass two parameter? In case of two parameter, for x in range, let's say 0 and 10. Again you can see, let me run the program. Again I'm getting the same result, you can see. So as I've just mentioned that the by default value of start is 0, but I have already given here, and stop value I have also given here 10, and the by default value that it is taking is 1. So that's why again I am getting the same result. So this is how we can write our codes in multiple ways, but the advanced way is to write a code as this, because we know that the default value will be 0 and 1. Now we can also write down our code in this way. Let's say this time I'm giving my start value is 10 and stop value is 0, and you can see there is a decrement, so I'll use minus sign here so that the loop will go from 10 to 0, and the last value in this case will be 1. So let me save and run the program. Now see the output. It start from 10 and the last value is 1, and I have mentioned this step as -1, so that's why there is a decrement in the loop. So this is how the range function works with for loop. So now we have learned how we can use the range function in for loop. So let's make a program in which we'll use if and else as well, so that we have already covered in previous lecture. So now my program would be I would like to print all even and odd numbers between 1 to 100. So my range is 1 to 100. So my code will be x for x in range 1 to 100. So I would like to print even and odd numbers. So as we all know that even numbers are which are completely divisible by 2. So if my number is divisible by 2, then that will be a even number, otherwise that will be a odd number. So what condition I will use here? If x is divisible by 2 equals to 0, terminator. So if x, let's say when I'll divide my x number by 2, and if I'll get the remainder 0, then that means the number is even. Even number. That number is even number. Else it will print x odd. So let's say when the first number will be 1, so 1 divide by 2, and when it will divide by 2 the remainder will not be 0, so the condition is false, then it will go here and it will print 1 is my odd number. When and then the second number will be 2, and 2 is completely divisible by 2, so it will print 2 is even. So let me save and run the program. So here you can see up to 100. My first number 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even. So this is how we can make a program of even, odd, and how we can use if and else condition with for loop. So guys, this was all about how we can use if else or range function in for loop. So thank you so much for watching the video. Have a good day.